everybody, and welcome to episode 2 of Riverton Bay. In this episode, we're gonna start laying down the first buildings of this project. And in the last one, we didn't put down any buildings. I just wanted to, do the road layouts, put down some highways, put down some major roads that will be important for the city, and just sort of get the layouts of the whole city down. But I wanted to do some buildings now, start getting into some detailing, and I actually don't do too much progress in this episode. I kind of wanted to get back into detailing stuff, because I haven't really detailed this much for quite some time. So yeah, it just took some time to get into the flow of detailing and, laying down the things I want. Because I haven't really been playing that much, so I just needed to get into it a little bit more. So that's why I didn't do that much progress in this episode. But I think we'll be able to still get some pretty cool screenshots. I did post one screenshot on Twitter and also on the YouTube community section or whatever it's called. And I think it turned out pretty cool. Some people said that it really looked like Los Angeles, which definitely makes sense because that's where I'm taking inspiration for this build here. And by saying build, I don't mean the whole project. I just mean what we're building today. A lot of the inspiration came from LA. I don't know, I just felt inspired to do that. That's not saying that I will only be, doing stuff that looks like Los Angeles, but I just felt inspired by that when making this episode, so that's what I went for. Obviously, not the next episode I'm gonna do something Chinese style. Like, that's not gonna be the case. I'm gonna still keep it sort of the same theme, but I might take some inspiration from some other place fairly similar to Los Angeles style, But yeah, it's not like I'm gonna change every single episode. Like, next time I do a European build and next time a Asian build, like, that's not gonna be the case. I just want to go for what I feel like at the moment of recording the episode, and I felt like doing something really rough with a lot of like trash and stuff everywhere. A lot of broken decals on the ground to sort of make it look like there's some damaged roads and that kind of stuff. And I just want to go for a pretty run-down look for this whole build we do today. So yeah, I'm putting down a lot of trash here next to these apartments, and just all sorts of trash that I could find. Like things from highways, like barrels and stuff, and yeah, just a lot of decals as well, because they really make a big difference. Just putting down a lot of trash here next to the sidewalk on the road. This is something I noticed really clearly in the US when I was there. Pretty much, like, I've been to New York, Florida, and Los Angeles. And especially like in Florida and Los Angeles, when you go on like some major like avenues and stuff, you see just tons of trash on the side of the road, just laying there in the grass or whatever. And it's pretty crazy. And I kind of wanted to. I took some inspiration from that. So I put a lot of trash and stuff along the sides of the roads, and also sank down some trash, so it sort of looks like they're laying on the actual road. I think I got this idea from Disgruntled Guy on Reddit. His LA builds are absolutely amazing. I'm sure if you've visited the City Skylines Reddit, you've most certainly seen his stuff, but it's just so awesome. Like, the amount of detail he goes into is just incredible. But I saw that he sort of put down those trash props on top of the road, the sunken part of the road, and then just sunk them down with Move It, and kind of created an interesting look. Oops, I sort of hit my microphone. Sorry for that. But yeah, so that's something I will do. And then I also put down a gas station here, which I felt was totally necessary. And also, the reason I wanted to put a gas station right here is because This is sort of a spot where you enter the highway and get off the highway. Like these roads that are next to this gas station, at least that one-way road, comes from the highway, like a highway exit. So, and also just a block down is a one-way street for entering the highway. So this would be like an area where cars would drive on the highway or get off and stuff, and I just felt like it would make sense to put a gas station here. Yeah, that's just small things I try to think of when I put them down. You know, like if a gas station company, or gas company, I guess, would put a gas station in a location like this, and if I feel like that would be the case, well, then I put one down, which is what I did here. And then I put down these Los Angeles terrace housing. I don't know. I think they're called something like that, but I think they turned out really nice. Like they work really well for this area here. And by the time I recorded this footage right here, I didn't really have any tufts and stuff to put on the ground, like those small shrubs in clusters. So it might look a little bit, you know, boring and empty on the open grass spots underneath the trees and stuff. But I do actually go ahead and download some of those later on towards the end of this time lapse. So yeah, you might see some of those tufts, clusters, I guess they're called, later on, which makes it look a little bit more interesting on the open grass spots. And then I wanted to put down a Dollar General, which I guess would make sense in a less affluent area. I don't know, maybe I'm totally wrong, but I feel like that would make sense. So I put that one down, and I think a lot of this stuff I'm using here is by King Leno. I think this Dollar General is by him, and that Jack Pearl's chicken that I put down in the beginning of the time lapse is also by King Leno. And pretty much when I was at the end of making this time lapse, he released a KFC asset. And I thought it would just be such a perfect fit for this avenue that we're making. So you'll see that a little bit later on. But I'm getting sort of ahead of myself here. But I'm doing some detailing around back of this Dollar General, and I sort of created an alleyway there. Initially, I was just like planning on stopping it there. I put some curbs and stuff, just ending the pavement. But then I decided that it would probably make sense to make some sort of alleyway there, and putting down a ton of trash, which is nice. It just adds quite a lot, I feel. And yeah, it just makes it look pretty realistic when you put down just a bunch of those decals and trash and stuff everywhere. And it's pretty satisfying to look at, even though it might not sound that trash would be satisfying to look like, to look at. But yeah, it is. So yeah. But I'm sort of thinking, because in this episode I will leave like a lot of grass and stuff around the buildings, and I don't know if that would make sense in an area like this, or like if it would just be concrete and maybe a few planters with trees and stuff. You can see there that there's quite a lot of grass next to that alleyway. I don't know if that would make sense, but I guess it depends if I'm doing like a replica of someplace. But if I'm just going for just whatever I want, I guess I can do it however I want, if that makes sense. But I don't know, I would like your guys' opinion on that, even though it's something really small. But I'm not sure if I should leave open grass areas in between buildings and stuff, or if I just should cover it up with concrete. I'm thinking in an area like this, maybe I should have covered it up a little bit more with concrete, because this is pretty close to like the really urban area of this project, the downtown. But as we get further out into suburbs and stuff, I'm probably gonna leave more grass, but I don't know, I thought it looked nice leaving also some grass in between, putting down bushes and that kind of stuff, so we'll see. But this is what I'm talking about, like I'm just going along, sort of trying to figure out how I want to do stuff, and how I want to detail, and how I want things to look. So that's why I don't get too much progress done in this episode. Yeah, I'm just thinking of that kind of stuff, you know. And also something that I want to do in this project is try to keep the vegetation consistent throughout the whole city, because that was something I did with Brunswold, and I think it turned out really good, having the same trees for the whole city. So you don't go to one neighborhood and there's a ton of different trees, and then in the next neighborhood you sort of realize that like there came out some new trees and stuff on the workshop, so you have totally different trees in that neighborhood. That is something I want to try and do, just like really keep it consistent with the vegetation. So yeah, that is something I'm also trying out, what type of trees and stuff I want to use. So yeah, just a lot of trying in this episode, I guess. And right next to these metro tracks, I had to use these retaining walls with pavement, ploppable pavement, to make it possible to have like back lots and parking lots and stuff. And I'm putting down some tufts there, which is what I was talking about before. But yeah, I had to use a lot of those retaining walls, and the shapes there turn out a little bit weird, but I don't know, I think it's fine. Sometimes, you know, the property of some places just have weird shapes, so I think it's fine. Yeah, I was trying to figure out what to put here, and I ended up actually putting a what is it called? Yeah, this Teller Morrow auto repair shop by Beard Monkey, I think, and I thought this was a great fit for this little corner here. And I'm actually not sure how I will detail this train station, or metro station, I guess I should say. I'm not sure how I want to do the detailing, so if you guys have any suggestions on how I should do it, should I have some like bus station next to it, or I don't know, I'm not sure. But I guess we'll figure that out. So yeah, just putting a lot of just small details here. I'm going like overboard with detailing. I'm doing ultra detailing, as press likes to make fun of me for saying it that way. But yeah, I'm really going into a lot of detailing in this episode, and but I don't know, I enjoyed it a lot. You might not think that I will ever be able to finish this project because of this amount of detailing I'm going into, but I don't know, this is what I enjoyed doing, and I honestly care more about having fun while detailing like neighborhoods and different spots and stuff to a crazy extent, instead of just trying to expand and make a huge city. For me, I just get more enjoyment out of just doing these small details everywhere and creating cool sort of scenes and stuff. That's what I really enjoy, so I don't know, I guess I'm just gonna keep doing that. But yeah, and then I'm just putting down like a fence here for some reason, which probably isn't needed, but I thought it looked good to just sort of cover up these train tracks so people don't go out on the tracks there. I don't know if it's now, yeah, I'm getting into this little thing here. So I was talking with Brandon Kirk on Discord, and he showed me a like homeless camp, I guess, that he had built in one of his projects, and that just got me super inspired to do something like that myself. So what I'm doing here is just like a homeless camp in this corner, and totally inspired by what Brandon showed me. So yeah, shout out to him, but I think this turned out really cool, and it just fits perfectly into this spot here. Yeah, I just really like this. I kind of want to find some like pedestrian or civilian prop, whatever, some homeless dude just laying there, and that was something that Brandon did as well. He put like some weird construction worker laying in his homeless camp. So yeah, I might see if I can put down some like pedestrian prop there, but I thought that was really fun to make. So that kind of stuff is something I really enjoyed doing, just those really small things, and I think it turned out really cool. So here's the KFC that I talked about, the new one by King Leno, and I really enjoyed this asset. It turned out really nice. Actually, I'm very happy with the detailing around it. But also I put down the sort of pre-detailed asset by King Leno. It came with two. One just totally empty and the one that's pre-detailed. And I actually went with this one, which is pre-detailed. I tend to just go with the totally empty ones so I can do my own detailing. But I don't know, I thought King Leno did some great pre-detailing for this asset, so I just decided to put down this one. So actually great job to King Leno about everything with this asset. The asset itself is great and the pre-detailing is just great as well. So I'm super happy with that. And yeah, just doing more stuff, putting down a lot of decals here. This asset kind of looks pretty new, so I don't know if it made sense to put down some damaged details or damaged decals and stuff around it. Maybe I should get rid of those, I don't know. Then I wanted to put down some residential buildings here. I guess these are, I think some of those are Mexican buildings by Beard Monkey, I think. I don't know. I think this one is something that $2.20 used and stuff in his what was called Border Town. I think it's one of those assets, or I may be completely wrong, but I think they fit well for this area. And then I put down some other Los Angeles buildings next to it, and yeah, just wanted to get in some residential buildings here because I didn't really know what to put here. And something that I do really like with this little spot here is just all the elevations. Like I think it turned out really good with this back road here. Which actually has some ups and downs on it, and I think it added quite a lot. And I know it tends to add a lot to have elevations to things, but this really, I don't know, I think it turned out great with the elevations here. So you'll definitely see more buildings and stuff on elevations and different sort of slopes and that kind of stuff. And yeah, now I'm just putting down a fence here, which is next to this guy's driveway for this house. Pretty narrow driveway, and also like the garage is at the back, which I found pretty weird in that house. But I guess it's made to be put on a main road in the front, and then have some sort of alleyway in the back where the garage door would be connected to, something like that, I guess. But yeah. I don't really have a alleyway there, so I had to do something myself next to that building. Alright, so I'm just doing more detailing here, putting down more trash around these guys' buildings. And then I actually wanted to just add in this little thing, because these assets here, or it's actually just one asset, but this new asset here just came out when I was pretty much finished with this time-lapse. And I really wanted to use it, so I decided to add this little build here into the time-lapse as well, which is a bit more industrial for sure. Next to the highway here, I think I might put down quite a lot of these warehouse buildings and yeah, just industrial stuff generally. At least these blocks next to the highway here. And then on the other side of that road, I might put down some more residential stuff, and yeah, but we'll see. But something I wanted to ask is if you guys have any suggestions for what you want to see for future episodes. I'm definitely open to whatever you guys are interested in, so make sure to leave some suggestions for stuff you want to see. I definitely want to hear it, and yeah, I'll try to do my best to get into some of those ideas if you guys suggest them. Okay, so this is pretty much the end of this episode. Pretty much 20 minutes long, which I think is fine for an episode. And that is also something I wanted to ask. What length of episodes do you prefer? Like shorter ones or longer ones? I think 20 minutes is fine, but I want to hear what you guys think. Alright, so I'm gonna end it here. Hopefully you enjoyed it. If you did, make sure to leave a like. If you're new to the channel, make sure to subscribe. Follow me on Twitter, Instagram. I'm gonna start uploading on Instagram again, probably. But yeah, follow me there. Right, so I'll catch you next one. Have a great day, and bye-bye.